What is up? I'm Eclipse Dawn. About to do another tarot reading for Capricorn. First of all, I want to say thank you for watching these videos. Thank you for your likes. It really makes a big difference. When you subscribe, I'm overjoyed. I can't believe how many I've gotten so far. It's really cool. I'm almost to 50, and I know that's not a lot, but it is to me. One of my Capricorn videos had a lot of views, so hopefully, you know, Capricorn people, soul, sun, moon, rising can relate to these readings. I am a Capricorn sun myself. What a lesson it's been. You know, I always used to say that I always felt like I was more of my rising sign than a Capricorn, which is an Aquarius. And growing up, that is true. I feel like, you know, at some point I had a teacher tell me, don't ask me who. It's all a blur. I've had many teachers in my life. Not on the internet. Real life people I met in my life. But one of them told me that sometimes you grow into your sun sign depending on how things are, you know, laid out in your chart, and that you don't necessarily start out with those attributes. You kind of grow into them as you've come to learn that lesson. Whereas your moon sign is where you've been. Your soul's heart knows that sign. So my moon sign is Leo. So anyway, definitely with all of this Saturn, Pluto conjunct in the South Node, Capricorn stuff, and, you know, my Saturn return and yours as well. They happen with the Saturn cycle, so you can look that up, what years it comes back around to your birth chart setting. But they say, you know, 27 is your major one. It's pretty much every 7 years. Anyway, I digress. The point is that as this whole transfer of, you know, not just Saturn, but Pluto as well, the deconstruction and reconstruction of all that we know in the material world, the construct, the social construct, society, politics, the judicial system, people in incarceration, all of that is ruled by Saturn and Pluto, and they are together. So anyway, I feel I'm more of a Capricorn than I ever been at this point in my life, to say the least. So Capricorn, I know that there's a lot going on with you. I just know it. And if you're seeking out tarot, then there's probably a lot going on with you anyway, right? So, just turn that up a little. Without further ado, my friends, let's get into your reading. I am going to do a new moon reading for you because today, as I'm filming this, is Gemini new moon, June 2019. So I thought, well, why don't I use the template I created years ago? I have some spreads I created back when I was much younger. And they're very intuitive, so I like to use them because at that time in my life, I was very in touch with my intuitive side. Less life experience to get involved, right? As we experience life, we kind of get less in tune with those sensitivities because, well, lots of reasons, right? It can be painful at times. So this spread I created back probably 15 years ago. And it's a moon reading. So it's a new moon reading. New moon in Gemini. Okay. And, excuse me. I was just thinking, I have some notes. One of the astrologers I really like, her name is Tina Heels. She's awesome. Anyway, I took some notes from her video, and she went through all the houses with the relationship to the new moon. And Capricorn, just seeing if I looked. It looks like it's our 4th house that this is happening, which would make sense. It could be the 3rd house. There's a beautiful homecoming is what I wrote. Okay. And anyway, I was hoping I wrote down what house. I'm not an astrologer. This new moon is happening for us. But I can figure it out. Anyway, for everyone, the new moon in Gemini is about new perspective, communications, new identities, new technologies, new connections, planting seeds for future networking, especially in communications, of course. Capricorn, we don't always jive with air signs. Especially if you don't have a whole lot of air in your chart. It's hard to relate sometimes to the air energy because it's very, from our perspective, sporadic and not very logical. We get confused by it sometimes. We also feel, I think, in a lower vibration, sometimes like we can be abandoned by air signs because if you think about it, like the wind blows and it doesn't really have any direction it's going and it just passes over the rocks and just like kisses the rocks and then leaves, and the rocks never know where the wind is going, you know? And so sometimes it can feel like we're perpetually saying goodbye to the air signs. So, that being said, this reading is for Capricorn, June 2019. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all of your views, your likes, your subscribes, and your shares. If this feels right for you and it resonates with you, it is for you, regardless of your astrological sign. People who are watching because they love a Capricorn, you are welcome. Please come in the name of love. May all of our higher beings, higher selves, ancestors, and guides enter in the name of love and compassion, most benevolent love, north, south, east, and west, above and below. Thank you very much, spirit guides. Thank you. All right. Capricorn. I got my notes down here. New moon. Okay, the moon reading. So the first card is the new moon card. This is where you're going to start to assess what it is that is needed, necessary, and available to you for the seeds that you are planting. in this new moon. Okay? And I see the Four of Wands reversed. We will do a clarifier on that. But what I'm saying here, or seeing here, and will say to you is, the fire is still there. The passion is still there. The rawness of the experience is still there. It could be passion in a positive or a negative. Passion runs wild like fire. I see it being untamable, and having been domesticated, wasn't able to fit within the confines of that agreement, and ended up burning the bridges, burning the wands, burning the contracts, burning the agreement, burning the bridge. But it's not so violent as you would think. It's like it was purifying. Okay, so you're coming from a place of purification. You're releasing old agreements that don't exist anymore, really, anyway. There is room for new growth here. Okay, so let's move forward and we'll talk more about that, okay? But that is the Four of Wands reversed. Okay. Okay? Excuse me. Clarity. This is when the moon starts to fill in, okay, and the direction starts to happen, and there's a differentiation of, like, when, for example, the cells are starting to create a new baby, and the cells all start out as stem cells, right? But then they start to differentiate. So this is when the decision starts to be made, and could be made here. Or at least you are looking at the options, and you're beginning to individualize from this, okay? From this experience, from this new moon. The Princess of Cups reversed. So I can sense already, my darling Capricorn, that there are tears to be had. But they're not tears of sorrow, not even necessarily of loss per se. Maybe loss of something, but more in solace and solitude and silence, more in letting go, releasing. So this clarity is coming from you letting yourself have feelings, Capricorn, letting yourself feel, letting yourself cry if you need to, letting yourself dream. I see you in a slumber. Okay? So maybe we'll see what happens, but it could be necessary for you to go into this cocoon again. The apex, the spiritual aspect of this, as the moon becomes full, the apex of your spiritual lesson here in this lunar cycle. So look to when the next full moon is. And this is a time to be releasing, letting go. You get the Five of Cups, darling Capricorn. So yeah, here, let me put it this way. This is for the better. You're letting go this full moon of the feeling of regret. It's not that it's not really about the fact that there is regret. It's that you're letting go of feeling regret. Okay? You're releasing it, like you're letting go and letting Goddess. You're letting it be what it is. Capricorn. Next, we have, excuse me. Next, we have the waning of the moon, okay? The darkness, the contraction. This is where some of the shadow stuff might come out. This is where the contraction of, you know, where the hiccups are, okay? Expectations. Okay. So there's an underlying energy here that's actually very positive, even though you have to go through some kind of, you know, of release. Okay, you get to go through this release, is what the Spirit's saying. They're saying shake your head like it. You get to go through this release. Spirit really wants you to understand that. It's a beautiful thing because it's something that you've been wanting to let go of for a long time. There's a feeling of resolve, a feeling of just knowing. Knowing it and not knowing it in a way of like apprehension or fear, but knowing that it's time to change. Whatever this is. And it has everything to do with you planting the seeds, to allowing yourself to feel, to allowing yourself to let go of the feelings that no longer are working for you, and to just let them, it's not even letting go because you can't hold on to a feeling either. It's just letting it leave your field, your auric field, okay? And as the moon contracts, you are going through a labor. You are more ripe than you realize. And as this moon comes, I see to the end of this lunar cycle, to the next new moon coming up, and or it could be the eclipse coming up. There's a solar eclipse coming up. I see that you have a lot of abundance that is going to be a relief and also a joyous expectation, which you haven't felt in a while, Capricorn. Whew. Yes. Bottom of the deck, I have the Five of Swords. You're still fighting for what you believe in, Cap. But you have the Empress here, and I can just see the basket she's holding full of fruits and berries and nuts. It's just overflowing. And that indicates to me that you're going to have more than enough, and maybe even enough to share. And so the blessings for you, Capricorn, you're going to go through labor to get them. And you know that. I feel like you've been in it. Come on. I know I'm downplaying it, okay? I know I'm downplaying it. Capricorn. It could be that there was an end of a relationship that's happening right now, or you finally releasing it. It could have been someone that you thought you were going to marry, or they thought they were going to marry you. It could be that you are going through it right now, just feeling the feels and being like very melancholy about what you lost and what opportunities you didn't take and what opportunities you missed, and maybe just feeling like you don't want to be around anyone, could be, or that the people you're around don't understand, okay? Since you're in conflict, internal mental conflict, it seems as though, yeah, you're a little bit still holding on to some heartbreak. But it's because you have to, in a way. You feel like you have to, but you don't. You don't. There's something for you here. And as the lunar cycle goes and changes, you'll start to see it coming into fruition. Truly. Yeah, you will. You will. When this next full moon comes, I suggest that you do a release ceremony where you write down something that you want to let go of, or you intend on that thing that you want to let go of into an object, okay? You take like a stone and you hold on to it and you put that intention of what it is you want to release, and then you throw the stone into the ocean or off a cliff or into the trees or, you know, wherever, okay? Not at a person. I wouldn't throw this one. This is my my magnet. So I like to have that here, and I have some selenite here. I use this as a wand as well with the cards sometimes, okay? And then I have obsidian. Obsidian is for protection. Definitely a message coming through for everyone right now, especially if you're going through any kind of loss, is to watch your vibration and be careful of psychic attack. Things like magnets, selenite, salt, those things, obsidian, smoke, smudging, they do help. But you must also put your intention into it. You can't just walk around and wave the smudge stick and think that, you know, and say the magic words. No, you have to put your intention in. Start out by thanking the plant, okay? Then move into burning the plant. Tap into the medicine of that plant. If it's sage, then you tap into sage, okay? And then you thank it for what it's doing for you. And then you do all of the directions, okay? So anyway, that's just one thing you can do. You know, you can always ask for help. Ask for help either from the spirit plane or from your friends and family, okay? If you don't have someone that you can talk to about this, I'm here. Email me, Eclipse Dawn 119 at Gmail. Okay? So Capricorn, let's look into this new moon. So you have the Four of Wands. You're releasing a contract. So Spirit, can you clarify that for me? They say right here. Whew, something is hidden. The Priestess reverse. Something is hidden from you. Here, there's some unknowns. There's a lot of unknowns here. Okay? You're being challenged. You don't want to work on something anymore. It looks like Capricorn, Priestess reverse, Seven of Pentacles reversed. So this is something that you don't see the value in anymore, that you're releasing. And there's either some truth that is ending up being revealed or is continually being hidden and won't come out. Okay? I don't know which one it is yet. Okay? But it looks like, yeah, you're being challenged on a psychic level and a physical level. It's showing up in your finances. Okay, so here's here's what we need to focus on for the new moon for you, Capricorn. The Page of Pentacles. It's okay to start out. Okay? It's okay to be new at something. I'm pulling out something I want you to read. This is a perfect quote that goes with this card. It's, you don't need to be great to start, but you must start to be great. That's what this pentacle is all about. He's holding the sun. And he wants to bring blessings into fruition here. And he knows that it's just the beginning. But he's kind of got this carefree attitude, like, it can come or it can go. I am blessed either way. So it's important for you to know, if you're feeling anxious about this ending, about what's unknown or unseen, could be lies, could be deception, it could be just unknown magic, but something that you can't keep working on anymore, obviously you're letting go of, and this is a great time to let go. And the focus shouldn't be so much on what it is you're letting go of, but more so on what are you about to embark on now. Where are you headed? And don't rush it, because you can't rush it, because you have to go through the next cycle. So let's move on to that. The Princess of Cups, Capricorn. June 2019. Yeah, exactly. Okay, don't rush it, because this is the overall energy I'm hoping for everyone right now. New resource, new steps in the direction towards your true well-being, your purpose, and your ability to create in this 3D world, whether you like it or not. We are in a 3D world, my friend. I say that to anyone that has Aquarius in their chart knows sometimes it's hard to accept that, okay? For a Capricorn, yeah, we get it, okay? And we're actually not satisfied until we get it. So, look, you've got to be patient with yourself and understand that money, your relationship with it, your abundance is going to come through when you emotionally heal, when you will let yourself feel the feelings that you need to, but keeping a perspective on it, letting go of the regret and remorse and the stuff that makes you procrastinate or, be too anxious about or hasty on or either too much or too little, right? That comes from an imbalance of you not recognizing what you have. And, what you've lost is real, okay? But eventually you're going to come into balance with what you have. And this is an incredible, beautiful blessing. So we are going to plant the seeds today, new moon, anytime at the beginning of June, for your daily progress, moving into your beautiful new life, a holistic sunshine of a blessing coming through into the material form for you. Your blessings that the universe is cultivating with you. Not just like God's going to come and swoop in and change everything for you. No, Capricorn, you know that. But you don't need to always be fighting. Okay? I think resolution's going to come and you are not expecting it. But don't quote me on that. We'll see. I see you letting go during the full moon of regret and remorse. Maybe the end of this argument will come. Let's see. Yep. The Chariot. Do you see how wonderful this is, Capricorn? This is the progress into what it is you want. I really want you to, like, Capricorn, write down what it is you want. I recently did an exercise with my mentor. She's amazing. And we wrote out my ideal day. And it was challenging at first. Truly, because I'm very detail-oriented in my imaginations. Especially about me. And so I had to have all the details as such for it to be real in my mind. And she helped me do that, where I couldn't have done it without that guidance, because I get caught up on the details. Like what color my sheets are or whatever, you know, who is going to come over for dinner? You know what I'm saying? Breathe into it, because I think sometimes we get caught up in the fact that things happen the way they did in the past, so we need to get real clear about what we want in the future to the detail, because we really don't want that thing to happen again. But in that, somewhere you get caught up in the thought isn't the details anymore. It swings you back into, I don't want that to happen again. 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 I don't want that to ba. Right? That's going to bring more of that. What's going to change the pattern? This is what is going to change the pattern. The full moon, Cancer, the Chariot, the full moon on the full moon placement. This is going to move you forward, releasing that idea. I don't want that to happen again. This happened to me. I did this. It was wrong. They did that. It was wrong. I felt this. It hurt me. Blah, blah, blee, blah, blee, blah, blee. Letting it go. Makes me think of that funny movie with Jack Nicholson when he goes, "Who's Faba?" I don't know what movie, I can't remember, but who's Faba? Because you are moving forward with a single focus, like a laser beam from your third eye, moving forward, away from the regret. Let it fly away. Okay? Because you're moving forward in alignment. And you're understanding the light and dark sides of the whole picture. You don't need to veer off. You're riding that middle line into a new life. And we already know you have the Empress coming in to the end of this lunar cycle when the contractions start. Yep. I was going to shuffle, and Spirit said, nope, just take the top card. Boom. Boom. Can you believe it? There's 78 cards in these decks. Two separate decks, 78 cards, and you get Empress twice. By the end of this lunar cycle, something will come into fruition. Something will be born. And it is a beautiful miracle blessing, just like every little baby pumpkin that ever gets born. Oh my God. You know how much love you feel when you look into a sweet baby's eyes. If you don't feel that, I'm sorry. But try to imagine. Maybe it's a puppy. Some people relate more to animals, and that's okay. Or watching the sun rise. Like watching the sun be born. That feeling. It's coming. It's coming. Be patient. It's coming. Move forward. You're not being asked to stop acting. You are definitely not being told to slow down. You are being told you need to keep your laser focus. You need to keep moving forward in a balanced, equanimous way. I'm thinking Goenka. Okay, Goenka, the teacher at Vipassana. Equanimous. Okay? Anicca. That's a good one. That's better than Huspapa. Anicca. Anicca. It means change. Change. Because everything is constantly changing. Every moment of every day, your cells are moving, breathing. This plant is breathing. The fire's burning, changing the atmosphere. Anicca. Everything is always changing. Your purpose isn't to keep things the same. It is to ride the wave and move forward in this material world because you have abundance calling your name and you've been calling its name. Keep an open mind, okay? I really want to point out that these cards came out first. So this is what you're needing to think about assessing and addressing this new moon. Agreements that no longer work with you or that you have lost, okay? That there's a reason that you've decided they're not worth working for, or you feel like the work was done in vain. But regardless, you cannot turn off your intuition. You cannot pretend like this isn't a spiritual journey you're on, because that won't get you anywhere. What will get you somewhere is to be appreciative, give thanks, be lighthearted, but know what it is you want. And step by step by step by step, you must let yourself feel the feelings. Let yourself mature. Don't stay hidden inside for too long, but don't neglect the part of you that needs to heal. Because step by step, Capricorn, you move up. You see, you move up. Baby on a come up. Baby on a come up. Woo! I'ma glow up. Yeah, I'ma glow up. Okay? Moving on up. Moving on up. Goodbye to that pain of why me? Why did they leave me? Why did they lie? Why did they do this to me? Why did I do this? Why did I leave them? I was so foolish. Blah, blah, blah. Moving on. Moving on to your glow up. We don't need time for that. Who has time for that? Not the Empress. You know what? I don't know. I feel like this is really cool because I haven't done a lot of these new moon reading spreads and it just seems really effective. So I'm going to do one more for you and I got to end this. It's probably way too long already. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising, thank you for being with me during this time. I always start off a little Saturnian and dry, but that's just the way I am. Take me or leave me, biatches. Oh my gosh. You know that song by Mary J. Blige? I'ma glow up. Throw it in the face like, yeah. Have some fun. Throw it in your face like, yeah. Partnership. Channel clearly. Beautiful. Oh, yeah. This is a beautiful card. They're wearing these beautiful gowns and they're playing the violin together as a duet. This is women's bodies, women's wisdom oracle cards by Christine Northrup. Channel clearly. The great teacher Jesus Christ said that whenever two or more are gathered in his name, there will he be also. What this means is that when we work with others for the highest good of all concerned, or for a spiritual purpose greater than our own ego needs, we receive more divine guidance and spiritual power than would be possible through working alone. Understand the power of partnership. Whenever you work with one or more synergistically, your power becomes exponentially greater than it would be individually. And I know that's true. That is the mastermind, okay? That is the mastermind. That is the greater mind that you create when you combine minds. It's bigger and stronger and more intelligent than you can be individually. So what I see when it comes to your reading with that card is you know the power of partnership and you want a good one. You want to have community. You want to work together. You want to get shit done. Excuse me. Yeah. Yeah, you do. And you want to have a partner that is your equal. And you might have that, Capricorn. If you don't, that's what a part of what you're manifesting. And you're going to do it by coming into your own power. By coming into your own power. Yeah. By loving and nurturing yourself. By allowing this gestation to evolve naturally the way that it is meant to. Keep positive. Whatever struggle you go through right now, if there's a reason, let yourself feel. Don't run from your feelings. Move forward away from the regret. Let it leave your field so that you can bring in the feeling of wealth, health, unity, community, feminine power, goddess energy, okay? Capricorn, thank you so much. What an amazing reading, and I wish you well in this time. And we'll talk soon. Eclipse Dawn signing out. Mwah. I love you, Capricorn. You know I do.